to the mic.
Okay.
Video is starting. And we are officially live. Listen, man, this is the Social Impact Plight of the Black Man in America show with Deontay Cooley and Malcolm Pulliam. And you know, tonight we got us a special guest. Make sure we check all the sounds and everything. Make sure everything's smooth because, you know, we be on the radios every Monday at 12:30. So that's a 30-minute segment. We don't get the opportunity to really dive too deep into the conversations and talk about a lot of different stuff. So we figured we're going to spin it over to the Facebook Live and pump the YouTube up so we can have some guests come in and we can have some more conversations that's live, that's raw and unedited. And today we got yours truly, Coach. We can call him Coach now, but you know, Coach Andre Henderson, we got him in the show tonight.
Indeed.
For a live conversation, man. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Let the people know who you are before we kind of hop in and dive into this conversation. Make sure you're speaking to the mic.
Yeah,
How we doing tonight, everybody?
There we go. Sound good.
Erie community. It's Coach Henderson, Erie High School. Looking for a great show tonight.
Okay. Hey, so this is the first thing I was thinking about earlier is I got two Arnies on here. I said, I got two Arnies on here tonight. How did we get that?
Listen, man.
So I know y'all weren't thinking about that.
No, yeah, we got a little running joke about that. We've been having
Okay,
since
We do.
What is it? Who was the best Arnie?
I always see Arnie and call Arnie Arno. I'm Arnie, he Arno. So we've been saying that to each other since we was pups in high school, man. And here we go as adults, and it still be the same way when we catch up with each other.
So check it, bro. We got Coach here.
Right.
I've been knowing Coach since he was a puppy.
Okay.
Bay City, high school, college, into his coaching career. So we gonna ask Coach a couple questions. He gonna get candid with us tonight. We gonna speak about what's going on with Erie High football. We gonna speak about what's going on in Erie High with some of the kids. And Coach is here to navigate these waters with us tonight. So this is a special guest because he's our first guest.
Absolutely. And I'm gonna tell you right now, you gotta be ready for the curve. You know, my mind get to going.
Oh, trust me.
And then sometimes I ain't gonna say nothing and put you on the spot or nothing like that. But we definitely gonna have a raw conversation. You know what I mean? And discuss like some of the temperature was going on. And like I guess because like since you got that job, I ain't gonna hold you right. And everybody know like I'm in. You know, Coach Dre got his back. You know, make sure we there and all. Done been to the locker room practices and all of that. So when it comes to like supporting you as a coach. You know what I mean? I love the fact that you were able to get that position. I love the fact, you know, of what you represent, all of the things that you went through. But I guess to just dive into the conversation, thinking about the people that we know, like, how do you feel like, what does support look like to you as a head coach of the Erie High football team?
You know, what I wanted to look like is what I experienced as a high school athlete myself.
Okay.
You know, on a Friday night, I mean, you could walk into a stadium and see the whole city there.
Right.
You know, and 5, 6, 7, 8,000 fans rocking in support of you. You know what I mean? Then it give you a different type of feeling to compete as an athlete.
Right.
And that's been our goal here this year. You know, we do the kickoff bash where we like to invite all alumni, Academy, East High, Central Tech, Strong Vincent, to try to get everybody back involved because we need that support.
Right.
We need everybody who was once a Academy, what is it, Qatar?
I don't know what
that's
Academy.
my school.
What was Academy? Lions?
The Academy Lions.
I mean, we need all the Academy Line alumni to come back out and support us. You know, we need all the Central Tech, the Central High,
Tech Memorial.
the Tech Memorial, the Strong Vincents, the East, the Old East, and the New East. We need all them alumni to get back out and support. And it's pivotal because the more our student population and our student athletes get that and see that, the harder they want to go for the program.
Right.
You know, the more they want to avoid any kind of trouble or altercation because I know I got a lot of support.
Right.
I know it's some people trusting in me, and I can't let my guys down.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
And then I think like another great thing that I see that you have as far as when it comes to support is, you know, you got the backing of Mr. Fred Biletnikoff.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You think about Fred Biletnikoff, he's a Central Tech Memorial graduate centaur. Then he went on to, I forget what college he went to.
Florida State.
Okay, went to Florida State, so the Biletnikoff Award is after him. Then he went on to the Raiders. You know, I got to see Malcolm over there all Raidered up. You know what I mean? And then they named the field after him. They named the Best Wide Receiver Award after him. And then it's like, that's your friend.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You think about support for Erie High. You think about having the support of Mr. Fred Biletnikoff, like kind of like I don't get the experience. Well, I do got a relationship with a Yellow Jacket, but not as tight as you. Like, take us through that, having that relationship with somebody who, well, Gold Jacket, excuse me, somebody who put that gold jacket on.
That relationship right there mean a lot. And I like to thank his friend, Mr. Doug White, who's a very big supporter of not only the football program, but all the programs. But the day I got hired, I had a meeting with a lot of his closest friends in Erie. And those guys wanted to get him involved and connect him back with the school and to get things changed. And Fred Blitnikoff on it was about August 4th, the day before HEDAC, gave me a phone call. And to receive a phone call and to see the name on the phone saying Fred Blitnikoff, I'm just like, whoa, I got to pick this up.
I'm jealous.
And to pick that phone call up and to talk to this man, you know, who graduated, who walked those halls, who played on that field, you know, talk to me about the importance of getting the program back on track, getting the participation up and getting this thing back to the winning side of things. It meant a lot. And not only the encourage and motivation for that, but to connect me with the friends who's around here every day that could come to any need that we need and help provide whatever we may need provided. So to get text messages from him, because he'll text me on a Friday night and say, hey, coach, good luck. Contact me Saturday or Sunday morning, let me know how things go. That mean a lot to me. You know, on Christmas when we out of season and we're chilling, I'm with my family, and I get a Merry Christmas text message. Talking about a Hall of Famer. It's Fred Blitnikoff. In the inside, I can't even describe the feeling. But it's a great feeling to know I could call on that man anytime I need him. Even having conversations with his wife, that mean a lot. That mean a lot. And we love it. We respect it. And just knowing it's a lot of people like that want the program to do right, will help by any means to get the program right. And you got connections.
Definitely.
It's still easy to say, hey, Fred, we got this kid, and this kid is a great athlete. Character is he check all the boxes. And you know, he still got connections on the West Coast. So he can make a phone call in California, in Vegas, and just like that, one of our kids got an offer from Nevada. You know, one of our kids got a Cal offer. And that's the importance of relationships. That's the importance of making sure you stay in contact with those relationships, because you never know when you need them. And like I said, it just means so much. He even had opportunities when he came up and spoke with our kids.
I see that.
And that meant the world, you know, to have him speak with our kids. And during that conversation, his first time up, he said, we're going to get a new field. And he made sure we had the field to walk on. That was a turf field, as opposed to a field that had rocks on it that he played on.
Listen, bro, I played on that field too.
You know, so
we all played on that one.
I mean, the man kept his word from the time I was hired. His friends reaching out to connect with him, he kept his word. He keep me motivated. They keep me motivated. And it's a good relationship.
You talking about this Fred Blitnikoff.
Fred Blitnikoff. I mean, even to touch base on fundraising, right? This man had 32 autographed jerseys sitting around at the district. Nobody touched.
Wow.
And then he said, hey, coach, whenever you need a jersey to raffle off, contact this person and you'll be able to get a jersey. Since then, I think I had to contact her one time, and they pretty much gave us every jersey he had.
Wow.
So that mean a lot.
Right.
You know? He also gave me an autographed football that I got sitting on my desk in school, and every kid get to look at it every day where I'm saying, do you know who that man is? Do you know what he means to the school, to the program, to the community?
That's dope.
And to be able to have those conversations.
That's dope. So then, like, you got the support from, you know, an NFL Hall of Famer, you know what I mean? The name, the athlete, the field named after him, the award named after him. But then also something that I do notice, and this is, I think, like something a lot of people don't see or realize how important this is like the Erie High football boosters.
Yes.
Man, listen, I tell you, I found myself at a couple. I ain't even got a kid on the team. You know, I found myself at a boosters meeting. I'm in a boosters group. I be following Baytown and all of them, seeing all of the stuff that they doing. Sonia Thompson, like, shout out to them. Like, because we talking about how the community can support, like, talk about your boosters, man. We definitely got to big them up just like how you did Mr. Blitnikoff.
Man, I mean, to go back to when I was hired, one of the number one things I wanted to do was start to fundraise money for our kids so we can experience some things normally you don't get to do, you know, and to sit down with our first class, that senior class parents, and to explain to them what it would mean to get that going and to fundraise money to put our kids in sweatsuits they ain't have.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? To give our kids summer workout gear that you don't have to practice with, so we all look as one.
Right.
You know, to be able to provide food, not only in camp and heat act, but on home games and away games,
Right.
and Saturday morning before games. It was a tremendous feeling, and to watch them work. It wasn't easy to watch them work, to watch them go through what they went through to get it going.
To build a program.
It meant a lot. It meant a lot. And we talking about parents who started out with me coaching their kids in the 6th grade.
Right.
That's deep.
Right?
Right.
That's deep.
6th grade.
6th grade.
And still able to coach them in high school. And
Right.
these parents been with me that whole time.
Right.
And whatever I call on any one of them, they drop what they got to do for the sake of the team,
Right.
for the sake of the program.
Right.
So our boosters mean a lot. They go over and beyond to help provide for our kids. They do a good job with connecting with businesses around the community to support the program. And without them, honestly, I don't know where the program would be.
Right.
As far as making sure our kids got certain things that we need
That's big.
to be where we at today.
Right.
Sense of pride.
So shout out to our boosters.
Absolutely.
I appreciate everything y'all did for us. A lot of them is stepping away this year. So for you younger parents, you know, the freshmen that you got up there, the sophomore you got up there, we need you to get involved because it's important we keep that going for the sake of the program and the sake of our kids and us being able to give them the things that they need to be student athletes.
And do it just got to be a parent to be a booster, or can anybody be a booster?
Anybody in the community could be a booster. I mean, to be honest, just based on relationships and you know, carrying myself the way I got boosters coming from Fairview.
Okay.
I got boosters coming from Girard.
Right.
And it's to pour into our youth
Right.
and to help save the community. So you don't have to resign the city of Erie. If you want to support the program, you want to be a part of the booster program, just reach out. I'll give you the contact information you need, and we'll be able to go from there.
Good. All right.
That's
okay.
deep.
Yeah.
And that's good.
Yes.
But let's get into the nitty gritty because
Sir.
I've been thinking about this all day, and I was one of the privileged ones to get to see you play Bay City into middle school, into high school, into college. My question for you is, now that you're a coach, it's your turn to guide these young men and turn them into men,
Yes, sir.
making sure they are successful,
Yep.
making sure that they get an opportunity to go to college.
Yep.
How do you feel about that role? Because at one time you was one of them.
Yes. Yes. You know, it's a lot. It's a lot. But with the program, right, with that experience, like you said, being one of them and being able to go through high school and college and see it with my own eyes, you know, and playing with the coaches I was able to play for. I was blessed to have some really good coaches going all the way back to high school. You know, Coach Tom Cashone, to me, is one of the all-time one of the coaches in the city. From a football aspect, we did a lot of great things. To play basketball under Coach Shannon Pulliam, I mean, that movement right there,
Right.
we were all East Side kids.
Right.
And when Coach Shan came and talked to us and he let us know what the move was, I mean, who else could get 40 East Side kids
Right.
to go say, okay, we following you and we going to Strong Vincent.
Right.
And that's what we did. So we trusted that. And they were good mentors for us. They were
Okay.
great mentors for us. They motivated and encouraged us. So I got to take my hat off to those two men first and foremost. And learning the things I learned at the next level, it motivated me. And I always said to myself, if I don't go pro, I want to try to get a head coaching job, get back in my city and do what I need to do to help change our kids' lives. And that started in the classroom.
Absolutely.
So as you see today, I just shared a status where one of our former players got a 3.4 grade point average. And it almost brought tears in my eyes because that kid's life wasn't easy.
Right.
Yeah, that's
right?
what's up, man.
His life was tough.
Right.
But he followed the course. He trusted the process.
Right.
And that process for him started as a freshman with our study hall program.
Yeah.
With the help of the Booger T and everybody who had hands in that, right?
Right.
Mr. Tick Hillier, shout out to him. But those kids took advantage of the study hall program.
Right.
And
right.
although we didn't have the same Gannon mentors and Mercier's mentors and teachers to help them, they never let their grades drop. And we didn't stop the program, and our kids took advantage of that. So to watch those kids work hard to get 3.0 after
Absolutely.
3.0
Right.
after
Right.
3.0.
Gotta big them up.
And then you sit back and you hear sometimes like can't come out of Erie High. Why can't you?
Right.
It ain't about the school. It's about
Right.
what you put in place for the kids
Absolutely.
to understand.
Absolutely.
And I feel like what I learned throughout my time and my process was enough to align our kids up on a pathway to help them achieve the things they want to achieve.
Listen, man. Go ahead. I just wanted to say that's
So,
dope.
before-
I ain't got no
before I
question,
go
that's
back
just
to you,
dope.
before-
Listen, no, I
before
ain't
we
got no
go back.
question. I'm just saying that's dope.
because I like the segue of number one. I know where you got the study hall from, so
Yes,
you
sir.
know
Yes,
that's.
sir.
I'm glad to see that
Yep.
that is still in effect.
Yep.
Y'all making sure that them kids
Yes.
is doing what they need to do to stay on top of their grades. Because at the end of the day, we all love football, but you ain't guaranteed to go to that next level. So
Right.
getting them grades right is where it's at.
Number one.
And that's
Absolutely.
and that's what I tell our kids. You could be a student athlete for us. It ain't always about going to play Division I, Division II, or Division III. We got kids last year. We had 8 seniors. 7 went on to play college football. 1 went to trade school.
Shout out, fellas.
That's a win,
Right.
right?
Absolutely.
We ain't idle. We ain't sitting around. We don't know what's going on.
Right.
And again, I like to say because of the process we got in place, the conversations we had.
Right.
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 When you had those experiences and you kind of go through that and understand how it all worked, it's easier to give it back and pour into the kids who need to hear that.
Yeah.
And that's why I was happy to have the men in my life in high school
Absolutely.
who helped me navigate these waters.
Listen,
And
man.
that's what our kids need today.
I'm glad that you're saying that, right? Because this is something that I think about and I speak about often, right? And then even like the conversation that I had at City Council, when you talk about some of the coaches in the community, because I remember coaching at a period of time. That's a full-time job. You know?
Right.
But I think that a lot of the coaches in Erie who are overlooked, when you think about like from Bay City to Metro 21 to the EYTFL to the New Era Football League to the travel team with the Bulldogs to the travel team with the Cougars, and like I don't think people understand how important those roles are and how impactful those are in people's lives. And I feel like I believe all of the little league and the youth football coaches get overlooked because I think that people just look at it like y'all just out there corralling kids to put helmets on. But like when you think about the coaches, like when you think about some of the Jovan Crosbys, when you think about the Manny Beasons, when you think about the Man Taylors, you think about the Ashton Jones, when you think about all of those guys, and you know what I mean? Then you got Joe Jones even doing basketball.
Right.
You said Shan Pulliam doing basketball, and I want you to name anybody that I do forget because I don't want to think anybody to feel like I'm discrediting them. But I want you to talk about like the actual role of mentorship and leadership, especially like when I'm naming black men, like how important and how impactful that is on some of these young people. Because I know the young boy Jalil Granberry about to be a
Yes,
police
yes,
officer now.
yes,
You know what I mean?
yes,
So
yep.
when you think about the roles of some of these men who I just named, and if I'm missing some, please name them.
Yeah.
Because I think it's important for us to uplift the black men who don't get the recognition that they receive. But like, how hard is it to be a coach for a young man? Like, and you got your own family.
You know, it get tough at times, but when you got the passion and the love for it, it's easy, right? That's when it become easy, but it's a lot of time. It's for any man or woman that's volunteering their time to help pour into the youth, it is important.
Right.
So I really take my hat off to everybody that's been doing that. Man Taylor is another one, you know. But to pour into our youth, that's what they need.
Right.
So we talk about the guidance. A lot of our parents got single parent households,
Yes.
right? And I had that guidance. You know, for me, I had Jerry Thompson around,
Right.
Booker T. Washington
Right.
Center, right?
Oh, Jerry.
I had these guys around, Coach Pulliam, Coach Kishon, guys that poured into us to the point where we knew not to make the decision that will send us down a path of destruction,
Absolutely.
right? Just based on the things that they instilled in us those days at the Booker T, those practices, you know, in the summer with Coach Kishon, with Coach. It taught us not to do things that we didn't need to be doing.
Right.
It wasn't the environment. We all lived in tough environments.
Yeah.
Yes.
But we all was smart enough to say, look, bro, I'll catch up with you later.
Right.
Because I know I got to be there for my team Friday, right?
Right.
So the guys that's pouring into our community is important.
Name
And
some of them if you
and
don't
if we
mind,
could
bro.
get more, right?
Name some of the ones who doing
I
it.
mean, Jovan Crosby.
Right.
Steve Spearman.
Right.
Right.
O'Hare,
Harrison
right?
Jones.
Harrison
Mhm.
Jones.
Harrison.
I mean, I respect that.
Right.
From a basketball perspective. Like
Right.
you said, Joe Jones, Coach Shan. They about to start a whole summer youth league program.
Right.
That's important. Coach Shan been pointing to us for 40 years. I don't see me stopping no time soon.
Listen, and still do it. And that's like, it's important. And I think like, I believe like some of the people that we naming and some of the people that we are recognizing, I believe they understand the assignment that we are the new elders, and people were willing to do these things for us. And it's now time. Like, you can't get paid enough to be, especially a little league coach, when you're doing it for free. Because you got like Beeson, he be making uniforms, t-shirts, you know what I mean, like socks, hats, all
He
of that.
go heavy.
Man, Taylor, they
Yes,
be
he go
traveling
heavy.
all over the
Yes.
place. Like,
Yep.
I done seen Joe Vaughn Crosby try to. I will say this about Joe Vaughn, right? I've seen Joe Vaughn try to get every single person who's involved with youth football on the same page.
Yes.
Yeah, he has.
Man, he done reached out to people and he had conversations, and it's so much ego involved in it. Like, when it comes to that, it's ego involved with youth sports and coaching, period. But I think a lot of us who do it or who have done it need to realize like how powerful and impactful it is, so that we can figure out how we can come together to like build something here, as opposed to tearing one another apart or seeing who want to have the best league. But like, shouts out to me and Joe. Me and Joe used to talk all the time. We butted heads a little bit, but we always work hard, bro. Joe work hard, bro.
Yes, for sure.
Every day.
For sure. Yes, sir. Yes,
Every
sir.
day.
And they about to get the youth league going with the RB Wiley team right now. But everybody that's wearing those hats, everybody that's involved with AAU, coaching the AAU basketball team, help training the youth football team right now. It's important because, again, our kids need the mentors.
Right.
They need to be motivated. They need the encouragement. And not all the time parents got that time at home to get that to them. So when you got a coach, when you go to practice, and he say,
It's a different
great
ballgame.
job, and not because you ran a lap and beat everybody, but because I got your grade report.
Right.
I checked up on you,
You're
right?
right.
I contacted your school to make sure your behaviors was down. That's important.
Right.
And when, as a kid, you get that, your coach call you and say, good job and keep it up.
Right.
Now
Right.
you wondering why, but then
Right.
you ain't getting in no trouble.
Absolutely.
right?
Do some of your players, how heavy do they lean on you for guidance? Because
Ooh, good question.
going back to what you said, a lot of them come from single parent homes.
Yes.
Most of us come from I
Yes.
come from a single
Yes.
parent home.
Yeah.
So I know how it is to look out for my coach. And me and Deontay had this conversation.
Yes, sir.
When I played sports, Mr. Johnson, Johnny Johnson, and Cleet Collins was my coaches.
Right.
Them are two people that I knew if I needed some guidance, I could lean on them and they wouldn't steer me wrong. Mr. Johnson to this day still inboxes me. He know I'm out here talking my smack.
Right. Yeah.
But he sends me something to say, yo, stay in this lane.
Uh-huh.
This is the topic.
Yep.
Keep going.
Yes, sir.
Do what you're doing.
Right. That's what's up.
How do you take that now?
I try to tell our kids, and that's a real good question,
Yeah,
right?
it is.
And not only from a football perspective, but being in a building.
Right. Okay.
90% of our kids love running to Coach Henderson.
Right.
And I always tell our kids, I'm a gold mine, and y'all don't pick my brain enough. Whatever it is you may be going through, I experienced it.
Absolutely did.
When you talk about the household being rough, I was in one of those households. When you talk about dad not being around all the time, my dad wasn't around all the time, right? When you talk about those experiences, it means so much because I lived it.
Right.
When you talk about any kind of flurry that could come your way, drama, I experienced it, right? I learned how to maneuver and use my intelligence as opposed to my emotions, which really matters, right? So when our kids come to me about anything, first thing I say is we got to use our I over E.
Yeah.
We got to use our intelligence over our emotions.
Yeah. I love it.
Ooh, can you break that down?
Love it.
Take a couple deep breaths, right?
Right.
Don't snap. Take a couple deep breaths. Think about it,
Mental health is important.
right? And then go and deliver the message you want to deliver. But don't allow somebody to come to you and you upset and allow that moment to emotionally have you make a decision that could cost you.
Right.
You got goals. You had a why. I heard it, right? My job is to make sure I keep you on that pathway.
Absolutely.
So when they come to me, I love having those one-on-one conversations. I love motivating and encouraging our kids. I love getting them to understand, and I talk about it all the time with them, decision making.
Yes. Big. That's big.
Decision making.
That's big. Yeah.
It ain't always the behaviors. It's just making the right decision. It
Absolutely.
ain't always you get upset. It's make the right decision.
Right.
And we talk anger management.
Yes.
We talk social skills.
Yes.
So when I had these interventions with our kids, I'm an open book, and I always tell them, whatever you going through, I about been through.
Right.
I about seen that.
Right.
So I'm here for you.
Yeah.
And we can have conversation. And that's why I always say I love getting up in the morning, going in the building, because I get to change a kid life every day.
Every day, even if it's just one,
Every
right?
day, right?
That's beautiful.
So I enjoy that. You know,
Have you had one that you missed that you just like, man, I couldn't get through to him and he ain't out here with us right now? Have you had one of those student athletes like that?
I did. I had one who actually, to be honest with you, it hurt my heart to this day, because I had one who did all the right things that we talk about. Academically was sharp, 3.2 career grade point average. Behaviors was low. But because they met with a college coach, and then an hour later they went out of school and got into some mess that ultimately cost them their freedom, right?
Yeah, that's my nephew. I know exactly.
And we had conversation. And it's like, yo, you was just with a Division II coach who was ready to pull the trigger on the offer,
Right.
Listen,
and
man.
we didn't use our intelligence. So it hurt my heart, because this kid was smart enough to use his intelligence.
Definitely was.
You get what I'm saying?
still is.
But the emotions played the part, and I lost him to the system. But we still have conversations. He still call me. He still call our O-line coach.
And that's
He still
good.
call our D-line coach, and that's important,
That's
because
good.
we still can motivate and encourage
Yes.
him. And you know, when he get out, like I always tell him, when you come home, you just pay it forward.
Yes, pay it
You know,
forward.
don't run back to that, right? You get involved with what you know you should be getting involved with.
Absolutely.
So I love working in the school with the kids. I love being there for our football players. It ain't got to be during school hours, because there's times I done went to parents' houses at 10 p.m. to talk to their kid,
Right.
who was giving them a problem,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
It was times I went to pick a kid up at 11 o'clock at night because mom said get home and they ain't have a ride.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm gonna get you there.
Yeah.
Don't worry about
Yeah.
it. Now I need you to do what you need to do.
Listen.
But this is what's going on.
And that's important, man. That's the role that the coaches play when we was growing up too. And then like I love the fact that you said like the players calling O-line and D-line coaches, because like I see you a sideline. So we talked about the support of Mr. Biletnikoff. We talked about the support of, the boosters. But then I see you a sideline. I remember one year I was at the game and I counted. It was 17 people on the sideline, right?
17?
17 coaches, assistants, and all of that, right? So then even when you think outside of football and the men that you're picking, like how do you go about picking the people who are going to coach, not just of X's and O's, but then also of character and of value in the community? Because to be able to have 17 men stand with you strong, it says a lot. And it wasn't just black men. It wasn't just young men. It was like your sideline be so diverse. Like take us through kind of like the selection of coaches and assistants, and then the other values that they offer outside of just the X's and O's, because we want people to understand, basically from the way that you're talking, it's a lot bigger than football. Football is just kind of like the bonus to the life skills that you
Yes,
teach.
sir. We teaching our kids to be great husbands, great uncles, great fathers, great family men, great community members. So the way I go about it with the staff, first and foremost, I just want to sit down and have a conversation with you to see where you mentally at, the knowledge of the game, and what kind of person you is. A lot of times, it's guys that's like myself,
Okay.
who grew up in the community, who went through the things I went through, and was able to avoid trouble themselves. They past wasn't easy,
Right.
but for them to make it through, graduate, and get to the next level and graduate, it mean a lot. So when I sit down with these guys, it's an extensive meeting.
Right.
The first one is about 2 hours, and again, we're just chopping it up for me to get to know you.
Right.
Because again, I know sometimes bringing coaches in that ain't used to this environment, how challenging it could be.
Right.
So I kind of want to throw that on your lap now to see how you respond to my questions before you have to respond to a kid on the field.
Right.
But a lot of times it's about the knowledge of the game, and it's about your background environment, right? And a lot of our coaches was men of our city. And again, they ain't always go to city schools. I got coaches that went to Cathedral Prep.
Right. I love that.
On the staff.
Right.
I got coaches that went to Central High School.
Need that.
On the staff. I got coaches that went to East back in the 90s on the staff. That matter because not only it ain't a staff full of young coaches, right?
Right.
You got different generations. You got different coaches going through different times with different coaches, right? And they all learn from somebody who was instilling something great in them. So, and the next fashion of that is we talk about responsibilities and not game day responsibilities. I got pods, right? I call it pods, where I put certain kids with certain coaches in the off season.
Okay.
And they got to call this kid weekly, check up on him.
Okay.
You got to make sure his behaviors is down, right?
Okay, so you gotta
make
have a
his
relationship.
homework is getting in.
I dig this.
So
I'm
we got
digging this.
pods, right? And our coaches know that. You take care of your pod. So by the time we get to spring ball like we is, we already know where our kids is at, right?
Yeah.
We know their behaviors is down. We know their attendance is down. Now, again, if it ain't, you know that.
Right.
You can motivate and encourage.
Right.
You can talk about decision making, social skills, and things that they need.
Right.
Organization.
Right.
Creating good habits.
Right.
Things that get them on a path we need them to be on to be successful as they need to be.
Absolutely.
So that's how I do it. I sit down, I talk to the coaches. You know, I like to get their background.
Right.
And this ain't got nothing to do with the game of football.
Right.
Yes, this is life.
This is life.
Right.
And I think every man that I hired and got on the staff currently right now all have a unique story, all been through things, all played at the next level.
Right.
So even with the things that I just said with the pause when they making calls weekly,
That's important.
they still know the game.
That's absolutely.
They played the game. And I always say this, one thing I love about our coaching staff is we develop kids.
Right.
And that's
I
what we
seen
need.
that, right?
Right.
I watched a kid who was a lineman all his life. You know, I'm gonna mention his name, Chad Duck. He played on the O-line and D-line all his life. We moved on the linebacker because he dropped some weight, right? So I'm gonna give you an opportunity to play where you want to play. To watch our linebacker coach work with this kid, Coach Carson, develop this kid from week 1 to week 9, night and day different.
Yeah.
And to see this, that's what I say. I'm sitting at home and I'm watching film and I'm saying, damn, James is good.
Right.
He developed this kid.
Right.
And this kid loved it. He
Right.
loves showing up for this,
Right.
this coach.
Right.
He'll run through the wall. All that matter.
So listen, right? And this is one thing that I'm big on that I know a lot of people aren't big on is like recognizing people, because a lot of people are like, oh, I do good working in the shadows and stuff like that. But I feel like a lot of people don't know who the people are who are doing the good work. So if you could, off the top of your head, could you name your coaching staff?
I could. So defense, let's start on the defensive side. You got the linebacker coaches, Coach James Carson. Again, inner city kid.
Yeah.
He grew up in the same neighborhoods we grew up in.
Yes, he did.
Went to some parochial schools, went to prep, great athlete. Went to go play collegiate ball and graduated.
Right.
D-line, Mike Darnell.
Big Mike,
His dad, the way he raised him.
legend.
You know, so
Dad is a legend.
Mike Darnell was great with our kids.
Yeah.
He instilled nothing but greatness and hard work, and our kids know it.
Yeah.
We got another young coach, Anthony Gates.
Okay.
And he just graduated college in about 2017, right?
Okay.
So he a younger coach. But what he bring is a different, unique style, right?
Yeah.
And again, he an inner city kid who had a I ain't gonna say a rough upbringing, but the same challenges we all face.
Right.
This man went to East High School. Through our years, it ain't a lot of guys that came out of East, but we respect each and every one.
Right.
To watch this kid come out of East High, go to play at the next level, get his degree, and want to come back and pour into our kids, it mean the world. And not only that, he fully understand the game.
Right.
And he can still have those same talks when things get tough for our kids, right? Because he been through it.
Right.
He lived it, right?
Important.
We got Coach Maurice Goodwine,
Okay. Reese.
defensive back coach.
My brother-in-law. Shout out, Mo.
Yep. Coach Goodwine been working in the school district for 20 years.
Yeah.
In those hallways for 20 years, right? And he was blessed to be able to coach at Prep, at Central,
Yep.
you know, at Erie High, they won a District 10 and still stick around with us. And that mean the world because Reese is an uncle to me. He been around me since Malcolm been around me, right? So to have him around and still want to be with me mean the world.
Right.
And I know what he instilling in that group of kids.
Right.
You know, and that's the defensive side of the ball. On the offensive side of the ball, we got Coach Jeff Gibbons,
Okay.
a.k.a. Lumpy, right?
Yep.
Lumpy been in the trenches with us
Man, Lump been coaching for a long
forever,
time.
right? And we go back. That's why I say when you think kids say, "Oh, Coach Shane coached you," he's still coaching. Yes, Coach Lump coached me. He's still coaching, right? That mean the world.
Yeah.
You know, these guys was around at tough times, and they ain't turn their back on the same inner city kids that they know need the help and support.
I love that.
So to have Coach Lumpy around mean the world.
Right.
It was a time where it wasn't a weight room at Erie High.
Right.
We used Coach Lumpy Gym.
Listen, he go hard.
We
Secretly
used
too.
Coach Lumpy Gym.
Lump go hard. He don't
that
want
meant
nobody
a lot
to know.
to us.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he go hard. He don't want nobody to know.
He
but
go
definitely
very hard, and we don't recognize him enough. So, Coach Lumpy, if you listening,
Get your
love you,
flowers.
brother, but you deserve all the credit in the world.
Absolutely.
Get your flowers.
I got it, Arsenio McAdory.
Okay.
A guy who I grew
Mac.
up playing sports against,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Again, but a East High graduate. When it was tough to come out of East,
Real tough.
he went down to Jackson State where he was able to earn his bachelor's degree and play football. And he got a lot to give. So to have them men around mean the world.
Okay.
Coach Daryl Joyce.
Okay.
This is our JV head coach.
Okay.
I grew up watching these guys.
Yeah. Right,
You know, we
right.
grew up wanting to compete with each other
Right.
and to watch they paths and then to come back full circle and be here with me today. It mean the world. And Coach Joyce is our wide receiver coach.
Okay.
He do a great job pointing to our kids. He push them to the max,
Uh-huh.
right? It might not always be sweet,
Right.
because sometimes you get some challenges.
Right.
But when they understand why you pushing them,
Right.
they keep going.
Right.
So Coach Joyce, and this year I just brought in a new OC, Nate Davison.
Okay.
This kid, young kid, grew up in Mill Creek, played in Mill Creek.
Okay.
Right? So again, it ain't always talking about football, because I need to make sure you
Right.
can handle this environment.
Absolutely.
You're going to be okay with
Right.
the kids that you about to coach
Right,
here,
finna
right?
bring you in the
Because
gym a
it,
little
could get,
bit.
it could get tough, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't expect this, right? But no, Coach Davison came over. We met last year before the season, because I lost my OC before the year.
Okay.
And I was looking to bring one in. And with everything just being so late in the year,
Right.
I said to him, look here, Nate, if you want to coach, reach out to me in December.
Okay.
I kid y'all no lie, when December came, Coach called me.
Yeah.
I said, oh yeah, let's
He
go.
ready. He wanted.
Let's go. He wanted.
He wanted.
So we sat down, we talked, and from the first day he came in, he been running.
Right.
You know, so he been doing a great job with our kids this spring, our offense, working with our kids to get them to understand. So what a lot of people don't know, this spring, we've been going 4 times a week. Monday weight room,
Need it.
Tuesday weight room,
Need it.
Thursday weight room, Sunday we practicing.
Okay.
That been all spring.
Okay.
And I like to take my hat off to the coaches that been around. We also got Coach Mike Masson.
Yeah.
Coach Mike
I
Masson
went
is
to
a
school
Central
with
grad.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's a Central grad.
Brainiac,
A
too.
Colgate grad.
Oh yeah.
Played
You said
football,
Brainiac.
right?
He said
So-
Colgate Brainiac. huh?
Yeah. So think of the men that we putting around our youth.
Right.
The
Right.
mentors we surrounding them with.
Right.
These are all great men.
Absolutely.
These are all men that not only want to see them do great in life, not only want to see them become a husband, be there to take care of their kids, but all played at those levels to where they can give them the keys they need
Right.
to not only get there, but understand what that's like once
Right.
they get
Success.
there.
Right.
So I love the coaching staff. And before I finish up, I got to bring this one up. Coach Tom Cashone is still around.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
was
just seen him in
waiting for you to
the, I just
name
seen
me.
him in the store.
He don't do much, but he's
He is
there
present.
every single day.
Yeah.
And to look over
He
and
ain't
see
trying
my high
to,
school
he ain't trying to
head
make you
coach.
run the wing
Listen,
T, is he?
bro.
He ain't trying to make me run into wing T. He just love being around.
man,
He love pouring
I
it to
can
the
only
kids.
imagine that feeling, man, because I wish I
Hey.
could have the Paulo with me, man. Like,
Man.
so
Yes.
I can only imagine
Yeah.
what that's like.
I actually just texted him.
I'm gonna slow you down
Yes, sir.
because it's too happy.
Uh-huh.
We too happy.
No, hold on, wait, before you switch it up, because I want to ask you another question
Go ahead,
about
go
the
ahead.
supporters. You know, want to make sure we recognize all the supporters. I think I know where you're going, and
Okay,
that's
okay.
we leading into that. You know what
Go,
I mean?
bro.
Because like
Okay.
then I remember, and like it's been times where me and you done gotten in arguments.
Yes, sir.
You know, because
yes,
I'm like,
sir.
bro, you ain't asking for enough people.
Yep.
You ain't saying enough.
Yep.
You need to be knocking on businesses' doors. You need to be on
Two
Facebook,
alphas.
this.
We had these arguments,
Two
literally.
alphas.
Yes,
It's been
yes.
times where me and Dre going back. His
Yep.
wife in between us like, chill. We like, no, it's cool. It's just how we talking. She pulling him, baby, come on.
Yeah,
And I'm
yeah.
like, no, he yelling and screaming. But like, when you think about it, because I feel like with Erie High being inner city high school, and I feel like with all of our kids going there, I feel like businesses should be supported. I feel like it should be an Erie High Royal Burger somewhere. I feel like Dave Hallman should have a purple truck. I feel like Friday and Saturday nights, like the city should be purple and gold. And I feel like that's where Malcolm was going. You know what I mean? But like before, because I want you to come in after he answered this
Okay.
one.
Eh,
It's
go
like
ahead.
the support of the businesses and how they support Erie High. First of all, let's shout out and recognize the businesses who do support you, because what we don't want to do is just focus on the who don'ts and
Yes,
forget
sir.
about the
Yes,
who
sir.
do's. But we want to talk about the people who aren't supporting you on the other levels as well. We want to make sure we cover everybody who got your back. So tell us a little bit about the businesses who support you and how they support you, if you can indulge in that information.
We got, to be honest with you, we got a lot of business that support us. A lot of the times, it goes back to what we opened it up with, the boosters,
Yeah.
right? And attacking these businesses, going and talk to them, explaining what the program is about, explaining what we're trying to do and achieve,
Right.
and getting them to buy into it, just like we want the parents and the kids to buy into it. So it's some couple businesses and it's some couple people I want to shout out. First and foremost, Otis 12s.
Yeah.
Why? Because he don't hesitate, right? We might need dinner we might need lunch for camp,
He coming
and we
through.
might not have had it scheduled, and he's coming through.
That's
right?
good. That's
so
big.
shout out to Mike Myota, shout out
that's
to Otis
big.
12, and we appreciate everything you do for our program. And he do that for multiple programs. Next is, and I'm gonna say this Ash Watts.
Okay. Barb's Corner Store.
Barb's Corner Store. I remember Ash reached out to me and he just said, hey, let me know how many sandwiches you need.
Okay.
Man, that meant the world to me.
Uh-huh.
Him to make them homemade, grill, cook sandwiches for our kids. That mean the world. And then again, Triple D's. That's a family restaurant.
Right.
Anytime I call my cousin Toyon
Okay.
and say, hey, cuz, we're going to be doing this, bring the truck up.
Right.
He bring the truck up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And with that, he always, you want a percentage? I don't want nothing.
Right.
Thank you for being here.
Right.
Thank you for
Right.
being here. That
That's
mean
big.
the world.
That's important.
Absolutely.
Too. Feeding our community.
Feeding our community. So that mean the world to me right there. And to get the other businesses involved, like I said, we got a paper. We go into all the American Legions.
Okay.
We go into all the Polish Falcons. So my thing is, let's try to attack our clubs.
Right.
They all support.
Okay.
They all got money they willing to share. But if you don't go asking, you don't receive.
Right.
So that again, so I have coaches. We all members at some type of club.
Okay.
You know,
Strategically.
so we'll take our sponsorship form in, have a conversation and say whatever works, right? I had a bar right here on 12th reach out to me and say, hey, coach, I got a band coming in. If you could just get your staff and boosters to come, we got a $500 check for you. That kept going, and that's right here on 12th and Reed right here.
Okay.
You know, I ain't have no relationship with them. The pulse, I go to a 771.
Right.
And Reed, which one is that? The sharpshooters joint, the dart joint.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that is
Okay.
that.
And that meant the world, right?
Right.
Because again, you don't have relationships with everybody.
Right.
But to see these businesses looking and seeing what's going on,
Okay.
not sleeping, right?
Right.
Not you ain't got to come to me, we gonna come to you.
Right.
That meant the world to us. And like I said, right now we attacking, Dick Sports good.
Right.
We attacking, like I said, the American Legions, the Poland Falcons, and then the community. The one thing we do where Deontay always there is we have this kickoff bash.
Right.
Okay.
And that's where I want the whole community to understand what we're trying to do. That kickoff bash is for our Erie alumni. And again, it's what we talked about opening up. That's for the Academy Lions
Right.
alumni.
Yeah.
Right.
It's important because I want to do
Yeah.
Academy Lions game.
Yeah.
Right? I want to come out that week in their uniforms,
Uh-huh.
right?
Ooh.
Which might cost some money, right? But we gonna represent
Okay.
for 1980s and 90s,
Yeah,
right?
that's a dope idea.
And I think that's where Malcolm's going when he said, you know what I mean?
It's a dope idea.
I want to wear East. I want to have an East night.
That'd be,
Yeah.
man.
Not only
that's-
do we wear the uniforms, but at halftime we recognizing not one class, multiple classes of athletes.
Yeah.
That's important.
That's
That's where
that's
we trying to
deep.
go with this. Vice versa with Strong Vincent and Central. We trying to get to where we can 10 years, 1990 to 2000. Get up here.
Right.
We want you to wear y'all uniforms.
Okay.
And then we going to recognize y'all at halftime or before the game. Because again, they need those flowers still.
Yo, that's
Most of
crazy.
our history was erased when we became
Right.
Erie High.
Absolutely.
Right?
You
So-
know what? I gotta stop you because he keep forgetting my Tech Memorial Centaurs. I see you out there, Jerry and Terry. Come on, man, stop playing with us.
Even the Tech Memorial, because like you said, that's where Coach Masson and them was at. That's where
That's DG
Mike Darnell
them.
and them was at, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, but what it would mean to get everybody there, what it would mean to walk out and see 5,000-6,000 fans again.
Absolutely.
That's what we want.
That's deep.
Cowbell.
That's what we've been trying to do.
Because when y'all played,
Yep.
that was that.
Yes,
Yeah, man.
Yes,
Yeah,
and we
man.
right on the binge of getting it again. You know, and that's why I say like with our kids, because last year before the season we had a situation where attendance was an issue.
Right.
You know, and the only thing that bothered me about that was the timing of it.
Yeah.
It's an easier
Playoff.
conversation for me
Yeah.
in June to go talk to you and say, look, this is the situation. You ain't take care of business. This is what you need to be doing, you know, to
Right.
prepare for your senior year.
Yeah.
But we had a situation last year where it cost about 15 kids, freshmen, sophomore, juniors, and seniors, they season.
Wow.
And again, our kids learn from that.
Uh-huh.
So going into this summer, I ain't worried about
Different ball
attendance. I ain't
Right.
worried about grades.
Different
Our
ball
kids
game.
knew what was at stake,
Uh-huh.
and they worked their butt off this year. So I don't expect, and you know, on a Monday before we kick this thing
Let's
off,
go.
to get any negative news
Right.
about, you know, coach, you might not have this kid available this weekend. And again, I appreciate it happening because it opened not only our kids' eyes, it opened our parents' eyes. It opened the community eyes.
It definitely did.
Right.
It definitely did because it went crazy.
It went
dude.
crazy.
This leads into my question, but
Yes, sir.
keep going
Yes,
because
sir.
my question has something to do with everything that you just said, but I don't want to cut you off because I'm gonna ask you something simple and basic, and I know you got a good answer.
It woke everybody up, right?
Right,
So
right.
now parents know if you want your kid on that field, you know you need to be making sure he get up and get to school. You know you need to be checking his grades.
Right.
On top of that, you got support. The coach is doing it. Our coaches got access to our kids' Infinite Campus. That was something we fought for, where they could check the grades, check the behaviors, and I appreciate the district for granting us that access. You know, because it mean a lot, and it's a better way for all our coaches to have their hands on our kids.
Right.
But that situation taught us a lot. You know,
Right. Yeah.
On what we needed to know.
It was outrage,
because
bro.
attendance wasn't something new for me.
Right.
That rule been around since I was a youth,
Right.
since I was in high school.
And that C average.
And that's the average. That always been around, you know. So to wake our younger generation parents up today to say, hey, pick it up a little bit.
Right.
And you got all the support in the world. You got 15 coaches. You got, and I'm gonna be real, you got behavior specialists, you got mental health specialists. It's a lot of people in that school who really do care.
Right.
You know? And I like to take mine off to the parents who have.
Yes.
Who have.
Yes.
So I've had the privilege of speaking to you at basketball games.
Yes, sir.
This past season.
Sir.
And we see the number of people that's at them games.
Yes, sir.
Packed.
Yes, sir.
But what I want to do a little bit is let's dispel the norm of some of the things that people believe go on at Erie High.
Yes.
Because you get so much talk about this is bad. They're hanging on the corner.
Yeah.
Everybody is out. It gets to making you believe in your mind like, man, Erie High is a bad school. Why would I send my child or my grandson to Erie High?
Yep.
Let's change some of that talk and that behavior because before we went on, we were speaking about the uniforms.
Yes, sir.
And we seen some of the comments on social media.
Yep.
As far as even with the cell phones. That's a big situation in high school with these phones, the uniforms. First of all, we want people to understand that when they go to Erie High, they are in a safe environment.
Yes, sir.
You're there.
Yes, sir.
It's other coaches there. It's other parents in the community who are there making sure Erie High is a safe school, that the kids are getting their education. With you being in that building, I need you to tell everybody that's watching this, why should they go to Erie High? Why should my grandson go to Erie High?
To start off, because that is a very interesting question, right? I like to say, because it's a school, right? It's an inner city school. It's the only school we got around the city, but there's nothing different happening at Erie High that ain't happening at McDowell, right? And I'm being real when I say that.
You ain't lying, bro.
It ain't nothing different happening at Erie High that ain't happening at Prep.
You ain't lying, bro.
That ain't happening at Harbor Creek. That ain't happening at Fort LaBeouf. It's just once our news hit mainstream, they make it a lot bigger. But I would say this, Erie High is a great school.
Right.
It's a lot of support in the building, from blue coats, again, to behavior specialists, to mental health specialists, community school directors, to teachers that really enjoy their job. There's not a lot of kids walking in our hallways.
Right.
I'll be honest with you, I got a hallway duty. When our kids see me in the hallway, look, what's up, coach? And they get right to class. Ain't no loitering around. Ain't 15 kids sitting on the corner. So that narrative where it's like, oh, you got a lot of kids walking around the hall, that's a false narrative.
Okay.
You know, you might have caught a class letting out and got a picture of that and made it seem like it was something bad. But in all reality,
I peeped that.
That ain't what it is all day long at Erie High School.
Or they'll take a picture early morning. I peeped that.
Yeah, so, but I would say, believe that our teachers is showing up because they do care.
Right.
I talk to our teachers every day. I see teachers every day stand there until 5 or 6 o'clock. They don't have to stay there that long.
Right.
But if you need tutoring, I'm here for you.
Right.
Matter of fact, because you might not be comfortable to sit while I'm working with this kid, I give you a time slot after. And this is why they lingering around a little longer, right? I seen that with our staff. I seen our staff day after day try to pour into a kid, and when that ain't happening, make the phone calls home to try to get parents involved to understand what's going on.
Right.
I watch our principals who show up, and again, everybody, you know, they don't like them, but I say this right now. I think Mr. Orlando doing a great job running the building.
Yeah.
You know, because people got to understand his hands is tied on a lot of things too,
Absolutely.
right? I think Mr. Troop do a great job in our building.
Okay.
You know, and I always talk to our kids about Mr. Troop. You know, this ain't a principal who get in his car and leave and drive to Girard.
Right. He live on the
Leave
street
and
from
drive to
me.
Mill Creek.
Right.
He even going back to where I just moved from, right?
Right.
He in that neighborhood, so how we gonna look at him and question? No, he got a job to do,
Right.
And we all got to hold you accountable,
Right.
you know. But when I'm able to sit down with the kid and explain that, they look at it different. But it's
Right.
like, oh, he this. No, he's not that. We got to respect that because he's doing what he need to be doing.
Absolutely.
But I say it's a lot of support in the school. I honestly believe our teachers do show up with a good heart and try to make an impact in our students' lives. Community school's been great.
Yes, it has been.
Good.
Community school's been great. Look at the things they've been doing. They've been
Right.
bringing multiple speakers, multiple
Yes.
job fairs.
Yes. Them
They're
community
lining
school
our
directors.
kids up. So like, why wouldn't we want our kids to experience that?
Right.
And then the biggest is the CT department.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's talk about
Yeah,
that.
they making
They
workers
don't-
like them.
They don't want to talk about our CT department is tremendous.
Listen, I
It's
remember
beautiful over in that
Teresa
area.
Magala walked me through there one
Yeah.
time, man. I seen that like, whoa.
Yes, it's
Like,
beautiful over there, and we got a lot of kids taking advantage of that. So you know, you could be an auto body, 4 years, get a certification, and
Yeah.
now you're going to make the money you want to be
Absolutely.
making. You know, so I think it's a million reasons on why you should send them there. The narrative of it's a lot of kids in the hallways. The teacher don't want to teach. It's fake.
Right.
Okay, you got a picture out of one room. It's 150 more teachers in here doing exactly what they're supposed to be doing.
Right,
And they ain't
right.
getting the recognition.
Right.
You know, myself, I'm in a classroom with four. I work the hallway with 4 classrooms.
Facts.
To me, all 4 of those teachers do a tremendous job, and they got a tougher group of kids,
Okay.
right? They got a tougher group, and that's why I'm kind of over in that area with
Okay.
them. But I feel like all those guys do a great job working with our staff. So it's a million reasons why you should send your kid to Erie High.
Right.
Brand new school,
Brand new.
Yeah.
brand new.
Yeah.
You walk in our halls, it's a nice looking school.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I think our teachers do a tremendous job.
Right.
They show up with a great heart and they want to teach. I think our administration do a tremendous job.
Okay.
I'm telling you, I watch our admin build relationships. It ain't always like, hey, you did this, so I'm kicking you out.
Right.
I don't watch them give breaks.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
They ain't gonna get recognized for that break though, right?
Right,
I don't
right.
watch them get a kid got suspended, and I don't watch the principal go back and talk to him and say, "This is what I'm gonna do."
Right.
You
Right,
know?
yeah.
But in return, we expect you to do what you need to do.
Right. And ain't nobody calling out like you
Ain't,
said.
ain't nobody
calling that out.
gonna recognize that. So I think our administration do a great job. Our secretaries do a great job, and our teachers. And like I said, it's a lot of support there for our kids
Right.
to do what they need to do.
Right.
They just need to take advantage of the opportunity.
Facts.
And that's why I spoke earlier on Facebook. If anybody seen the picture that I shared of one of our former players,
Gio.
to watch this kid come through these hallways,
Yeah.
that's a Lower East Side kid.
Absolutely.
A lot of
That was
drama in his
big.
life, a lot of, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? And to watch him walk them same halls and take advantage of a study hall program. Take advantage on building relationships with his teacher, because I stress that. When I went to college, my coaches used to say, hey, your professor's got 200-300 students, 400 or 500 students. How they gonna know who Andre is?
Man.
Right.
Sit in the front of the class and build that
Absolutely.
relationship.
Yeah.
So
Some hours.
the message I'm sending to our kids is, hey, sit in the front of the class.
Yeah.
Be a leader.
Yeah.
You know, be a classroom, be a hallway leader. Help the teacher out.
Right.
You know, and if more kids just take advantage of their opportunities, we'll have a lot more success stories.
Right.
And we got a ton of success stories.
Right.
But for the ones that's tweeting the line of I don't know, I'm telling you, you can send your kid to Erie High School.
Listen.
It
They're
sound like
great
y'all
hands.
it sound like y'all building something special.
Yes,
up there.
sir.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
And then something that I noticed recently, right, is like the social media page has increased a
Yep.
lot because a lot of people are on social media. And I see like, you see a lot of people bashing and stuff like that. But then I see like there's always a response. It's like, we just launched this PTA.
Yes.
You know what I mean? We got a
Yes.
PTA at
Yes.
Erie High. So, for the people who are complaining in the comments or the people who are complaining on social media, I've seen open invitations for people to come to those events. So, like, what's your thoughts on parent involvement in the high school area now? Not even football, just in general, because we see, like, the parents. I've seen a lot of people complaining about the school board making a decision yesterday, but I didn't see a lot of people at the school board.
Exactly.
So, like, you see a lot of people on social media, but kind of talk to us about, I guess, the need for the parent involvement inside the building that are on social media always going hard.
I think it's very important. And before we talk about the building, I think it just start at home.
Right.
You know, and just
Thank you.
and trust what you've been taught.
Right.
You know, trust what your mom and dad and your grandma, who was there to help raise you, instilled in you
Right.
as a parent. And don't be a friend, right? Don't be afraid to tell your kid what they need to hear so they can do what they need to do. So if our parents can, you know, instill more into their kid at home, and I'm talking discipline,
Right.
I'm talking respect,
Right.
right? Because one of the things we were very respectful,
Uh-huh.
and it took us a long way. I mean, I remember being pulled over after shooting craps on 24th Street as a high school player, right? And DeLuca and them pull up in a black car.
Get up out of there.
And we ready to run, but he like, Andre, Derek, Mario, if y'all run, I'm calling Kishon.
Right.
But that respect of building a relationship, right?
Right.
We all stop and go back, and it's a 5-minute conversation. As y'all go ahead and be safe.
Right.
I would like to see that again today.
No, for real.
You know, and
no,
that's-
for real.
That's
why-
definitely needed.
Yeah, that's needed.
That's needed.
And that's why I say, you know, it's a little off, but, you know, start taking some of our Erie school district resource officers who've been with these kids for years and got a relationship, because it'll be like that on the streets.
Yes.
But we need more parents to just instill more discipline and respect at home. So
Right.
when the kids get there, I don't want to be disrespectful.
Right.
Because I knew growing up, if I'm disrespectful, it was a price to pay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was all I needed to know. After one of them, I ain't getting no more.
Right.
Yeah.
So I might get close to the deep end, but I ain't going in it.
Right.
Right.
You know what's going on at
We know
home.
what's going on.
Yeah.
And again, that's all we need here today. And then another thing, parents need to understand you got the support.
Yes.
Trust me, you could call a Matt Jones, another one who's been in the district for 20 years.
Uh-huh.
At any time, you could call a Akeem Satterfield.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shout out to Damaris, who another behavior specialist. But we all come from different backgrounds, but the same environment.
Same
Right.
environment.
Similar
Right?
story.
Same story.
Blocks
and
away.
we all in these schools to pour into our kids. We don't want our kids to grow up and not achieve what we done, or we want them to be way better than us.
Yes.
We want them to do a lot of greater things than what we was able
Absolutely.
to accomplish. So I think if the parents could just take their time at home, really sit their kid down and listen to them.
Yeah, that's important, bro.
It ain't always about yelling at them,
That's
right?
important,
You got to
man.
listen to them.
This is high school.
You got to have some empathy.
Yeah.
That'll go a long way.
It's a lot going on in high
Wrap
school.
your arm around your kid and give him a hug and talk to him and see where it goes.
Uh-huh.
They might shed some tears.
Listen, man.
It might open up a whole different door to where
Absolutely.
that kid say, you know what, I'm about to go get all A's. I ain't got time for nothing else.
Right.
So once that start at home, it'll be easy in the school.
Right.
And then that's what we're there to say, look, this your goals.
Right.
This is what you set out to do. This your why.
Right.
And we keep you on track.
You know what's crazy? To sit here and actually listen to you, like, I don't know if I should cry.
Bro,
or,
having an OG
like,
moment.
You know
Bro,
what I
having an
mean?
OG
Like,
moment over
like,
there.
because I've seen him grow up from 17th Street up to 22nd with Yella or whomever, going to see you play sports. And you were special in football, you were special in basketball, to now
Man.
put some people on your back. And we talking about coaches. We talking about your players. We talking about the whole high school.
Yeah.
Like to see your growth, because it was a time when it was some dark times in
Yes,
Erie.
indeed.
It was some dark
Yes, indeed.
times in Erie.
Yes, sir. Yes,
and
sir.
all three of us sitting here,
Yep.
we know what happened. We
Yep.
know what
Yeah.
went on.
Yep.
We don't got to take it no further than
Right,
that.
right.
But
Yep.
it was
Yep.
some dark times
Yep.
where a lot of stuff happened.
Yep.
And to see your growth,
Mm-hmm.
now where you at, worrying about these youngins that we all need to be making sure that they see positivity.
Yes, sir.
They see us as black men sometimes arguing and going at each other and not being able to have that conversation. All three of us have lost people to jail. We lost people to death from the street.
Right.
So I have to commend you and give you your flowers while I'm in your face.
Thank you.
Because you're leading some young men that need to be led the right way.
Right.
Yes, sir.
It's so easy for us to. Music is crazy right now.
Yeah.
I just seen that, and I know y'all seen that with the young boys
Oh, my
in
God.
Florida.
Yep.
Oh,
Like,
my God. That crushed me. When he started saying sweat, that
Yes.
I'm like,
Yo, they turned him into.
he just told me about to be a slave.
He's gonna be he's 21.
Shit, 17.
No, he was 20 at the
Okay, okay. When it happened, he was 17.
That whole story
Yes.
of just how they said, no, we're not gonna kill you.
Yeah.
But we're gonna work you to death.
To death. Like
to
Django.
death. We're going to work you to death
Turn them
because you're
big
young,
rocks into
you're
little rocks.
strong. For you to be in the position that you are in to stop young men from going through that,
Yeah.
I don't know how we can't get behind you and not support you.
And that's what I'm saying, man. And that be my whole like, and I know like again, I when I get the rent in my mouth, people be upset. But like, this is the stuff that I be talking about because like behind closed doors and rooms you ain't in, like I go hard for you to the point to where people like, yo, you tripping. And then we go to the city council meeting. And I'm like, yo, there are other people other than the people that name and even myself. You know what I mean? Because it's getting to the point now where people are looking at me like, oh, you the one. I'm like, yeah, no, there's 100 people behind me. You know what I mean? And I know people who know people. So to hear you sit here and you recognize coaches, you recognize boosters, you recognize businesses, you recognize people in the school, people in the classroom, the behavior specialists and stuff like that. Like the support is needed, the help is needed, the love is needed. And like, it's crazy because like me and you almost got into a fight about me wanting to support you more. You know what I mean? Like, and what I need is I need the community to understand how important it is because when you talk about the work that you're doing, talk about the work that some of those other coaches are doing, the behavior specialists, the boosters, and stuff like that. And then when you kind of give us the rundown of what's going on in Erie High, like because we all look at it like, oh, it's crazy in there, it's crazy in there, but you to actually be in there and to talk about all the support that you have, like. I believe more people should get involved. I filled out a third-party packet. I'm in the schools regularly, trying to, put myself out there. And I think a lot of people don't understand how simple it is. It's tedious, but it's simple and it's important to join, the PTA, to attend those football games, to go to those fundraisers, $5, and then even to show those young people in the school like that we support them and we had their backs. And then I think it's also important though as well, as we as adults are getting involved. We educate ourselves.
Yes.
Because I think that's a major issue why adults don't support is because they have a hard time realizing that they don't know everything and how you can't be in a room with a bunch of people who know stuff. It's intimidating. You know what I mean? So we got to figure out a way to where we can connect with our community, engage with them as well, because I love everything that you're doing. But then it's like also on the flip side, when you get to a certain point in your life and you're doing good things and it's like, that you deserve support, but you don't want to be asking for, like, what does that feel like to know, like, bro, when you ran the streets, everybody loved you.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? And when you was on the field, everybody loved you. You know what I mean? But now it's like, yo, I need y'all help. I need y'all support. And it's like, oh, hey, now we don't know Dre like that.
And it's funny you say that, because sometimes I leave the school, and again, for me, it ain't an 8 to 3:40 type of job.
Right.
I don't get home every night till about 6 or 7 o'clock after taking kids home and trying to keep them with us as much as we can. But that's why I always say when I make a status about what's going on, all Erie, all in.
Right.
Because it's important. I just said that to our kids, we like to give back. So like the varsity coats,
Right.
the travel suits, things that our kids normally don't get. We like to have the money fundraised to be able to provide that.
Right.
Well, that still come with the community being able to come out, understanding that, right? Being able to come out and support that. So again, if you're a parent, if you're an auntie, if you're an uncle, and you got family members at Erie High that's playing sports, and when they come and say, hey, we got this event going on, this bingo fundraiser or this bowling fundraiser, please get out and support, because we're not just trying to raise money for us.
Right.
We don't see a dime of that.
Right.
We're trying to get it to pour back into our kids, because like we said earlier, it's one city.
Right.
You should know a basketball kid when he's walking down the street,
Yeah.
because he should be in basketball gear.
Right.
Right.
You should know a football kid, because we should be able to comfortably give them gear to where they could showcase, I'll play ball for Erie High and I'm proud of it,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And that's why it's important to have the city involved, because we need that money. And again, it's for our youth.
Yes.
It's for our kids.
Right.
It's to ensure that they got the things they have. And when you think of communities close by, again, a Mill Creek, they have a fundraiser. It ain't about who plays sports. It's about the township of Mill Creek
Right.
getting to that event
Right.
and supporting the team.
And they support.
And they support. We could be doing the same thing.
Right.
We just need more parents getting involved. So again, if you one of those parents who got a kid playing, if you're an uncle or aunt, we got a bowling event here at the end of the month. We
Right.
got lanes still open.
Right.
$25 per person. Please register, reach out to our boosters, get you a lane, and support the Erie High football program, because we're trying to raise this money to take our kids to college visits without having to say your mom got to pay.
Right. Right.
Right. To put them in elite camps and prospect camps, give them a chance to showcase their talent, and again, not say your mom got to pay for it.
Right.
Being able to take them to these trips and feed them. and feed them. You know, that all matters.
Right.
You know, so if we could get more to inner city to understand that
Right.
and say, forget how I feel, right?
Right.
It's just a feeling. I'm gonna support them.
Right.
So start supporting us.
You're having
right.
a bowling event,
Yes, sir.
$25
Per person.
per person.
Yes, sir. Or you could come with a team of 4.
Okay.
And that's a lane.
Okay.
And then you got lane sponsorship too.
We got lane sponsorship
Okay.
too. So again, if you're a business
Yes.
and you just say, okay, I can't make it, but I want to sponsor, I want to give, then you could reach out to the boosters and you'll be able to do that too.
And we'll probably type some information in the comments about that bowling event just to make sure that everybody listening and
There's
watching
somebody in the
us.
boosters on there that can plug it in there. And then also y'all do raffles and stuff too, right?
We do.
So people can donate baskets
Yeah,
and
you
stuff.
could donate back. Again, that's the things we need, right?
Right.
So we need baskets right now. So again, if you like to get involved and you want to donate a basket to the Erie High football team for our upcoming bowling event, please reach out to me, Baytwan Evans, or any one of our boosters to help us out because it's important.
Right, right.
We want to be able to do what other communities. Again, we see what Aliquippa do.
Right.
We see the results.
Yeah.
One of my best friends, I played college ball with Dante Green, the head coach at Westinghouse.
Okay.
What's different from Homewood and Erie?
Right.
I watch them turn Homewood up.
Right.
I see everybody in the city, in the inner city in Homewood at those games, and I say, this is how we had
It's
it.
supposed to be lit.
It's supposed to be just like
Right,
this, you
right,
know?
right.
And when we do different things, I get them up here. So last year, if people know, we had a 7-on-7 event.
Yeah.
We do it every year.
Yeah.
Westinghouse was
It'd be
up
lit.
here.
It'd be lit, yo. I
Penn
love
Hills
it.
was up here. You know, we getting Whippio teams, we getting
Yeah.
Ohio teams.
Yeah.
And it's a fun event. It's a fun day. And again, that's where I reach out to my cousin and say, get the truck up here.
Right.
Get the truck up
Right.
here. It's going to be one
Right.
of those type of
Full
games.
blow.
You know what I'm saying? So all that matter. And if you listening, please reach out to ask what we need,
Somebody
how you can
said-
support.
We got a Matt Brown. He said, I'd like to donate to the cause. Reach out Baytwan. I hope Baytwan paying attention. Baytwan Evans. I believe that's y'all president.
Yes, Baytwan Evans is our president. You can reach out to Sonia Thompson. You can reach out to Lindsay Chateau. You can reach out to Carla Mateo. You can reach out to Sarah Masson. You can reach out to Tori. These are all moms and women that have kids on the team that's heavy in our booster program. And like I said, if you got a family member or anything and you want to donate, don't hesitate to reach out to any one of those them people and see what you can do to support.
Right, right. So listen, right, let me ask you. So now, like, we didn't talk sports, we didn't talk high school, we didn't talk, football and all of that community support. Now, this is something that, like, I want to kind of talk about and dive in if you got some time to, because going back to, some of the conversations Malcolm and I have had, some of the things that we've advocated for, like, me and Malcolm have been very adamant to, like, let people know, like, we have everything in our community that we need to thrive and survive, right?
We do.
Like, I went down a list. We was talking today. We got black doctors, lawyers, teachers, judges, construction workers. We got
not even a year ago.
musicians.
We had our first young black guy open his therapy.
Right. So you know what I mean? Like,
and that was the first one in Erie County.
listen. Then we got black women doing things. We got insurance companies
Yes,
now. We got
yes.
so like when you think about that and you think about all that we as black people in Erie have and we encapsulate. What's your thoughts on as far as like us? So this is what I said. I'll give you my opinion of it. I feel like if we can get away from the ego and all of the ill feelings of issues and dramas and beef that we've had in the past, and we recognize who we are, we can advance as a people. Like, what's your thoughts knowing everything that we have as a people right here in Erie, Pennsylvania? Like, we got the numbers. Like, what's your thoughts on that as far as like us elevating as a race of people in the city of Erie?
Just based on what you're saying, we're seeing it being done by multiple people, right? But it's like what you said, we got to put our differences to the side and we got to say we coming together for the cause. And that cause it ain't one thing, it's multiple things.
Right.
So I think what we need to start doing is what I see you doing. Say, hey, we're going to be at here from this time to this time. Pull up and let's just have a social gathering, right? Start bouncing ideas off each other, sharing suggestions, and then coming up with a game plan. And that could be from, Ashton Jones, who has the bank right here, right? Dana Dickerson, who's doing
real
classes with real estate.
Tajon.
Toran, who's heavy in the buying and flipping houses. It's so many people, like you said, involved. If we can all come together and say, hey, we're going to meet up at this spot.
Right.
We're going to share ideas and different things, ways that we need to get on the same page to get the community
Right.
it can happen. We don't need to outsource to nobody because it's all here. So again, it's just everybody putting their differences aside and say, hey, let's work.
Right.
And again, we on the verge. We see it happening. Everybody got to want to do it.
I think people are afraid of that.
You got to stop though, right?
When I say afraid of it, I think like, so then I always think systemically, because there's distractions that are placed in our community that will get us away from working together. You know what I mean? And it's sometimes it's from people who look like us, and it's sometimes from people who don't like us. Because again, when you realize we start talking about building, we start talking about progress, and then there's always like a curveball. That's like, I'll be on social media and you see like there's always a situation or a segment to where people will fill the comment segment up, right? But we say, okay, let's support this, and nobody has nothing to say. You know what I mean? But then there's some tragic events that take place in Erie. Everybody go crazy. Or there's something that's overly funny and distasteful, and everybody will go crazy. But when we talk about stuff like this, like, I believe that legitimately, people distract progress either intentionally or unintentionally, or sometimes people are planted there because we could take 20 steps forward. Right. And there's one bad thing will happen in the black community, and it'll get everybody's attention away from that. Like, I don't even know if I had a question for that, but I just wanted to make sure that I said that because you see it on social media. You know what I mean? Like, for instance, like I seen something today on social media to where like Bobby has shared something about, you know, the young lady, you know, with the fire situation, and people going crazy about that. But then on the flip side, we talking about how do we build our community, and you'll get 2 to 3 comments. So it's like there are certain situations or certain people who would like who would distract progress, and it's like, how do we as a community understand, call that out? First of all, and then recognize that it is an issue, and then how do we build from that? Because like you kind of, I get tired of seeing it. I don't want to be the only person to always say it though, because now people is tired of hearing me rip my mouth.
Right. This is what I would say in response to that. Oh, you watched us do it. I could call my high school basketball coach and talk to him for 2 hours.
Right.
It was real pain between us. Because I looked up as a father figure, and then we were able, you know, families kind of went at it. Man, if we could put our differences aside, if we all could come through and start working together and say, this is what we want,
here.
Why can't everybody else do it?
Come on, talk about it.
You ain't had the feelings we had, right? You ain't go through what we all went through. And if we could come together and say, look, we doing this.
And you know what? We're living proof.
Yes.
Your last name is Henderson.
Yes, sir.
My last name is Poyle.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, I mean.
And that's the message, right?
Man.
There shouldn't be that much resentment to where somebody got full control over the way you move or your anger and how you feel.
That's what's crazy. Like, and I know you said you didn't really want to touch too much base on it, but like, I am. And the reason why I say I am, because I feel like I was heavily impacted, as well as like the circle of friends that I ran with that was heavily impacted. And then even when I look over here, like in the studio, I'm not sure how tight that is connected, so I don't want to pull it down. But it was like the night that she lost his life, the entire city just, it ruined Erie for like 10 to 15. And I think that we getting to the point now to where we are coming back from that, because you see like when Bone or Daryl Roberts and Shannon Pulliam was coaching together.
My point exactly.
That was an olive branch, you know what I mean? And then like, as you see so many different people, but that was a point in time, bro, to where like, that was so shocking. It broke our community up and it tore us down. And I think like, there are people who are healing. There are people who are still hurt from it. But ultimately, like, it tore us up so much. And if we can figure out, if the people who were so close to that
they
figured out how to settle their differences.
Because remember, I seen Ani and I seen Day Day, or I don't know if it was Mel, if it was somebody. But this was the time when, like, we was talking, but we weren't really talking. And then everything died down. And I said, yo, y'all both was together. I think it was you and Day Day. And I'm like, you know what? Even though all that stuff evolved and I never tried to get in that, like I wasn't trying to play both sides. I'm a Pulliam. Stuff happened on that side. Stuff happened on your side. I told them I never stopped loving y'all.
And that's true. And that's very true.
Out of all of that stuff that happened, that was going on, I never stopped loving y'all like I never stopped loving the Pulliams, because we were so close. And we still close.
Yes,
and
indeed.
for that situation to be as tragic as it was, because that tore a lot of families up. It tore my family up. It tore your family up, because it was like that was some back and forth stuff. And it wasn't like it was back and forth. This was back and forth yesterday, today, tomorrow. That's how deep it was. So I have to commend everybody involved in that situation to fall back,
Right.
think about what went on, stop reacting.
Reflect.
People had to grow up.
Yes.
People had to go to jail.
Right.
And get out and like, yo, if I can ride past them and not do nothing and don't say nothing, I knew everything. And I told y'all, everything ain't all good, but it's good enough
Right.
to where no more of that shit will happen.
And that's why I say with the kids, based on what we talking about, I'm a gold mine.
Right.
Don't ever think what you're going through, you can't go talk to somebody who experienced that, right? So whatever our youth going through, listen, I'm here. I done did that. I'm gonna encourage and motivate you because again, it was some dark times. We all been through a lot, and that's why I say for us all to come together. And it started with my cousin D. Roberts and Coach Shan. And to see them two men say, you know what? We got to be the ones to take these steps in order for it to trickle down, the trickle down effect, right?
Right.
My family gonna move in the right direction,
Right.
you know.
Right.
I remember having that conversation with my brothers, like, yo, I'm taking full advantage of this opportunity. Y'all stay out of trouble,
Right.
And to watch my brothers maneuver,
Right.
You know, to go get jobs, become coaches, and say we done with that.
Yeah.
That meant the world, right?
Yeah.
And that's why I say today we talking about youth coaches, you know, them pouring into the youth today,
Absolutely.
you know, all the way around. So. Again, that's even more so why the community need to come together. It shouldn't be hard.
It shouldn't be.
You ain't experienced what a lot of other people did. And if we can have the experiences we had, take the losses we all took, people lose their freedom and be able to come back out and we all could coexist and work together and get things done. Why can't the city?
Man, my house was getting shot.
Why can't
up.
the city mount? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, we all can, but you got to want to.
Right.
But sometimes you got to have those type of experiences
Right.
to understand,
Right.
to say, I ain't playing around with that.
Right.
Full circle moment.
And those uncomfortable conversations too, because I feel like a lot of people was running off feelings and emotions, and it was people who really didn't sit down and have a conversation, and it was getting to the point to where it was just passing down generations to where it was going to be, if it would have kept going, it would have been people beefing with people, and they had no reason why they was beefing.
It almost got there, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It almost got there.
And this is why in the building with younger family members on each side,
Right.
me being able to sit them down and say, listen,
Right.
we was already there.
Right.
What we doing?
Right.
We about to take 20 steps back.
Right.
We don't want to enjoy this life we got. You only get one. Again, we watch kids get years. We watch kids lose their freedom. We watch
We
family
went to
members.
funerals.
We went to funerals. And I always tell them, look, before your group ain't what it is, because like it's like a movie, right?
Yeah.
When we watching
They start
life,
fading
it
away.
start with this, but then
Yeah.
somebody gone, right?
Yeah.
You don't want that feeling to love a best friend,
Right.
and then to watch them be gone.
Yeah.
So I encourage and motivate them to think about that.
Right. Right.
And move the right way.
Right.
Get on this field. It was a situation just happened last weekend. I don't know who was involved, but you know what my message was? All y'all boys better get to this field fast as y'all can.
Right.
Because it ain't about what happened. I'm thinking of a solution to move forward.
That part.
I gotta
That
get
part.
y'all. I gotta get y'all in some structure. I gotta be the one to start pouring into you.
Right.
I gotta get you to understand if you plan around, it's only two ways it's gonna happen. It's gonna go.
Right.
Yeah.
And I ain't making it up. I'm saying we lived it. We experienced it.
Absolutely. And I don't think that situation was so, it was big. It made it to ESPN. They
Right.
made it-
It's a whole 30 for 30
They made
on
a 30
that.
for 30
Yeah,
out of
yep.
that. My cousins in Memphis call us and say, what's that show that Shannon was on?
Yeah.
How can we watch? Like, that's how big that situation was.
Yeah.
And I'm happy that it died down. You are coaching our young men.
Yes, sir.
You are a leader out here.
Right.
You striving to make sure that, you helping kids go to college.
Yes,
Listen,
sir.
bro.
Not only that, I want to touch base on this. We got college graduates.
Yes.
Oh, you done
that
been there long
played-
enough to got graduates
that
now.
played 4 years of the next level and
Okay.
they got their degree.
Okay.
Talk
You know what
about
I'm
it.
saying?
Right.
So
Talk
I want to
about
start
it.
even pouring in on that because my first class, I got 3 out of the 4 that went, graduated.
Oh, they came to the joint.
They came to the
football.
joint. They came to the banquet.
Yeah,
That's what's up.
They came to the banquet.
Yeah.
Even former players, when I was under Coach Rob Max, and I thank that man a lot because he gave me the opportunity to join the staff. But I was playing a heavy a heavy role in recruiting for him while he had the helm, and I was taking kids like Jaleel Granberry
Okay.
to colleges.
Right.
He went to Edinburgh.
Right.
But then to see him graduate from the police academy,
Yeah.
I reached out. I said, "Hey, Jaleel, can you come speak at our banquet?"
Right.
Jaleel came to speak at the banquet.
Right.
Our superintendent was there.
Right.
Mr. Neil Brockman was there.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, Jaleel was walking around our schools as a resource officer.
As he should.
That
Right.
matters.
As
This
it-
kid
yes, it
walked
do.
these halls as a
Yes.
student.
Right.
Now,
Yes.
anybody that got the last name Granberry can start thinking differently, right?
Right.
I ain't gotta only think one way.
Right.
I'm looking at my cousin here, officer.
And the kids
Yeah.
see that too. Like,
You
oh,
get
that's
what I'm
boy.
saying?
Yes.
You got kids who was there, like, look at bro, he back in the building, and then he get opportunity to point to the kids a little bit.
Yes.
Right.
Talk about when he was walking the halls and
Right.
what it was like, and that mean the world.
Absolutely.
So yeah,
That's beautiful.
yes sir.
That's beautiful.
Yes sir.
So then when you think about it like that, like, because I think we didn't talk so much all over the place, but like legitimately, we literally just sat here and talked about like you, and I'm not sure if you realize this or you recognize this right now, but like you are a leader of men, bro. And then even being part of a situation that tore our city apart and still be able to be positive in progress, like, you know, God rest his soul, you lost a brother.
Yes
You know
sir.
what I mean? Through
Yes,
all
sir.
of this stuff as well. And then you didn't crash out. You know what I mean? You wasn't on the, okay, how do we retaliate? And what you're doing is you're giving back to our community and you're showing important and valuable lessons. And that's why I think like it's important for us as men to have these conversations out loud so
Yes,
other
sir.
men can see it, other men can feel comfortable having this conversation. And also so that the women in our community can see that no, black men are having conversations. Black men are uplifting our community.
Yeah.
Black men are doing good things. There are men in relationships and extending olive branches and stuff like that. So it's just like if you had to give a message for the rest of the men in the community, like, and then we can even talk about that a little bit if y'all got time, because we've been running
Yeah,
for an
come
hour
on.
and 20 minutes.
We,
but
we-
like,
we got a
if
couple
you
more
had to-
minutes in
yeah,
there.
yeah. I'm
had to
okay.
speak to, you know, some of the other black men, and I want to be specific with that because that's what my focus is right now. If you had to speak to some of the other black men in the community, what were some of the things that you would be saying to them? If it's good, if it's bad, or whatever the case may be.
I would say this: whatever the side of the town you grew up on, we all know what it was like growing up
Yeah.
as adults. Whether you're a young adult, you know, you in the you know your mid 30s to late 30s, early 40s to late 40s, or you in the OG status, right? Put the old you away, right?
Okay.
Stop thinking because I was in the terrace. I'm a T. We're grown now, right?
Got a bad habit of
What
that.
what we had going on at
Yeah.
10 through 16, we're grown now, right? Because you know, I faced this issue before where I had a parent, I'm a male parent, like, you know, he was from 17th Street and we had beef, and it's like, dog, we grown. What you talking about,
bro.
Like I don't care about none of that stuff that was
Right.
happening when we were kids.
Right.
I'm grown now. You're grown. Let's figure out a solution to pour into your kid or our kids so we can get them where we need to get them. So again, I would say again to the men, let's find a way to work together. Let's find a way to get in the same building, to bounce ideas, share our thoughts, and become one so we can save our youth and
Right.
save our community.
Right.
Because it's that important.
Right.
It's
And this
real
the steps
important.
that's being taken in other cities.
Right.
Yes,
Right.
sir.
And I'm glad you said that. You put it like that because I guess my message wouldn't have been so polite. You know what I mean? And the reason why I say that is because, like, you know, like I ain't got no problem. Like, I talk to and I associate with men who ain't got no problem, like how me and you go at it.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
yes.
Like me and how
Yep.
me and you go at it. You know what I mean? So I be wanting to tell people, like, as a man, like, get it together. Like, you see a lot of men who are doing things that aren't, in my opinion, very man-like or masculine, or creating more mess than help. You know what I mean? And then it's getting to the point now to where I'm ready to start asking men, like, yo, what are you doing? What, you know, outside of your job, you know what I mean? Or outside of your house, because there's so many people who have so many opinions about women. There's so many men who have so many opinions about children. There's so many men who have so many opinions about systems, if it's school, if it's city council, if it's county council. But then it's like, yo, bro, what are you doing?
What
And
are
I
you
feel like
doing?
we as men should be able to hold other men accountable and question them and challenge them when they putting out all of this rhetoric and all of this misinformation. I think that we have a problem with our black men in the Erie community not stepping up, not playing a role or not being important, being impactful, but we'll get on social media and fill up comment sections, we'll bash women or we'll criticize other people. But then it's like, what are you doing? And I feel like the three of us are men, and then even the men that you name, the men that you can name, the men that I can name, we are solid enough to be able to be like, yo, bro, stop talking like that because you don't do nothing.
And that's my whole thing. Let's stop complaining about things that don't matter and let's figure out solutions.
Thank you.
Let's figure out solutions because that's what's important. When things ain't going right for me, as far as trying to get certain things done and I got to go through the district, I'm not on Facebook making statuses saying, oh man, this ain't going this way and this ain't. I'm at home trying to figure out a solution
That
Right.
part, bro.
to get everybody on the same page
Yeah.
so we can move forward aligned.
Right.
That part,
And again,
bro.
I don't care where you come from in Erie. We gotta get on the same page
Absolutely.
to save our kids.
Yeah, and
Absolutely.
another thing that you said, when you was like,
Absolutely.
people like, yo, remember this from 17th Street and stuff like that. Like, I see a lot of people on social media talking about what they used to do
Yeah.
or who they used to be or, you know, what they was affiliated with. And it's more or less, again, like, that's what makes me want to be like, yo, what are you doing right now?
And that's what matters.
You know what I mean? What are you
I'm
doing?
guilty of that.
That's
You know
what
I mean?
matters.
I'm guilty of that.
But you
Yes.
see some people who will go back, oh, well, don't act like when, you know, when I was in high school, I didn't do this and I didn't do that. And then some of these dudes are 35 years old. Like, you realize you graduated 17 years ago.
Yep.
And in that 17 years, you may have done some things or you might not be doing anything but being a Facebook critic
Right.
or just a critic of all of these different systems and things going on, but aren't being actually active, aren't impacting lives, aren't speaking up for people who don't want to speak up for themselves, but will get on the internet and do it all day. And I'm specifically talking about black men in Erie because you see it. You see them acting like they want to fight, or again, you see black men trying to tell black women what they should be doing with themselves, but then those same black men won't check another black man about what he should be doing with himself.
Social
And
media.
I'm getting tired of that. You know what I mean? And we getting to the point where as we're building our community, as we talking about leadership, as we talking about mentorship and role modeling and support like that, what we can't have is weak men or simple-minded men acting like they're leaders or having so much to say without any action behind their words or without any work ethic behind the things you're talking about, especially when we talk about solutions. We talking about pushing a narrative forward for black men in the community. We talking about pushing a narrative forward for black men, period.
Right.
We can't continue to have black men who aren't being active and stepping up always have so much mouth and not have so much action.
Yeah.
But again, I guess, like I said, I wouldn't have said it that nice because I ain't got no problem pointing them out and calling
Right,
them
right,
out. And
right.
I'll do
Yeah.
it to their face.
Yeah.
And I'll do it, you know, if it needs to be done. But like, as black men, we need to wake up because not all of us, some of us are looking bad. And then when you have black men who are modest, who don't want to speak about the good work that they do, and then we got to have people like you come on the show and I got to pull it out of you.
Yeah.
It's like the black man who wants to be messy gets the most attention, but then the black men who are doing hard work don't get recognized until we pull teeth.
And that's why I'm gonna bring up a couple people right here that probably don't get recognized because they ain't born and raised in Erie, PA.
Okay.
But what these men have done since they've been in Erie, PA. I'm gonna bring up
Terrell Jackson?
Mike Hollywood,
Okay.
Alan Jones. What them three been able to do the last decade with our youth, with the Erie Bulldogs in the travel league, you know? And again, you'll get inner city guys who've been around and coaching youth saying, oh man, they ain't from here, they should. But the fact of the matter is they're pouring into us.
Right.
They're doing it.
Yes.
Right.
They're not sitting back saying this is what we want to do
Right.
and not doing it. They're doing
And
it.
they ain't asking nobody for permission.
And they asking. So to watch
Teaching the right way.
teaching the right way. So to watch them men who ain't born and raised in this community, but understand because their backgrounds is very similar, right? Mike Hollywood from Philly.
Okay.
He got a lot to give here in Erie.
Right.
The things he probably experienced growing up and what he's seen, a lot of people ain't seen.
Right.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? And how can we question his background?
That part.
How can we not give him the ability to spill into our kids?
It's about the youth.
It's about the youth. And again, we talking about men who come from our background, who come from our experiences, who come from our trauma, and was able to get out of that environment and get them an education and move to another city with all that knowledge.
Yes.
We don't cuss them out. We don't talk stuff about them. We allow them to do
Right.
what God has in plan for them.
Right.
And that's pouring to the youth like they've been. So we got multiple guys like those guys that's out of town guys that been in our city for a while now and have been doers
Right.
as opposed to non-doers. So again, we want a lot more of our men to be doers.
Right.
Absolutely.
Go
'Cause
ahead. What you got on that one, Mel? I want you to
Because-
answer that one, Mel.
one thing, and I'm gonna take it back to when we was out here politicking for cello.
Right.
Yeah.
We were screaming every day,
Yes.
justice for cello,
Yep.
justice for cello. People loved you. It went so long, people started to turn on you.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
But it didn't waver my belief in what I
Exactly.
believed in was justice for cello until justice is served.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Still screaming that.
Yep.
One thing that I had a big gripe with is because some people were solid, some
Yep.
people wasn't solid.
Yep.
Some people were solid, some people wasn't solid.
That's that boiling water. Once you get to 212 degrees, who you gonna be?
Potato or egg?
But
who you gonna be, right?
one of the issues that I had, and I'm sure that you have, because we can correlate this.
Yes, sir.
Is that person coming up to you after you done went up and like you done spoke to your team?
Yep.
Or I done went up there and I done spoke to city or county council. Is that person coming back to me saying, man, if that was me, I would have said this. And me and Deontay always have this conversation
Sir.
if that was you, why didn't you stand behind me and go up there and say what you needed to say? And then you want to critique what I said.
Right.
It's some men right now in the city who have the background, who have the resume to step up and coach on our staff.
Uh-huh.
It's some men I would love to have on the staff, but they don't want to take that leap.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They don't want to take that leap.
Yeah.
They don't want to say, let me put how I feel about them behind and let me go work with them to really make an impact.
Right.
Yeah.
I want to call you, but I know how you feel though, right? Put that behind you and say, I'm going to help him.
Listen,
I'm
bro.
going to help them.
Listen,
because
bro.
it's like what you said. Don't sit in the stands and say, oh, if I was a coach, I'd be doing this. Come talk to me.
That part.
Come talk to the staff.
That part.
Come say, look, this is what I observed. Because you did it.
Yeah.
We had these conversations.
Yeah.
And it gave me an opportunity to go home and reflect.
Right.
Not close it
Yes.
down.
Right.
Let me reflect. Let me make it make sense,
That
right?
reflection is so big.
Let me make it make sense. And when it makes sense, I say, oh, we got to adjust.
Right.
We got to do this. The sideline change. Your duties might change
Yes.
during the game, right?
Yes.
Because I need you engaged one way or another. So, again, if you one of those guys and you ain't taking that and going back to reflect, shame on you.
Right.
We need you to think, right?
Right.
We need
And
you
that
to take a couple
reflection
deep
is huge.
breaths. It's big.
Only when I had to decompress, like me and Deontay I would be texting him.
Yep.
And the texts would be so long, and he like, bro, don't worry about that.
Right,
Keep
right,
doing
right.
like because I was number one. I'm 53. I always been on my game about stuff that happened with black men, whether it's the cops, whomever. If it's an injustice, it's an injustice, and I believe if wrong is wrong and right is right.
Yep.
No matter if it's my cousin, brother, whoever. Wrong is wrong, right is right. So for me to go out there, because this was like going into a damn game.
Right. It take some encouragement. It take all of that, Malk.
That's why I can bring it back to when I seen you at the basketball game, and man, you was talking, and you was like, bro, I respect what you doing. Keep doing what you're doing.
Yep.
Do not stop. Like y'all don't understand, like how we try to give y'all encouragement, how that encouragement to me, especially as one of your elders. I'm 53. Y'all early 40s, or going into y'all 40s.
Yep.
So for y'all to give me that engagement, like keep doing what you're doing, we watching you, like you on point, you going down there making sense. Because one thing that, and I know all three of us will agree with this, you want to make sure you understand what you're talking about.
Yes,
sir.
You want to make sure that you making sense about what you're talking about, and you don't want to be looking like a fool in your community, just going down there hollering and rambling and mumbling and you all over the place.
Yes, sir.
Like, no, every time I went down there, I was calculated. I was making sure that if I didn't have something to talk about, ain't no need for me to get up there and talk.
Yes, sir.
I'd rather listen.
Yep.
I see what you're doing with those kids, I got the same lenses on.
Yes, sir.
It's the same thing, but it ain't the same thing because you giving positives.
Yep.
Our kids need to see positive black men in our community. You don't have to be the football coach to be a positive black man.
No, and that's the thing we want. Like, again, this is why I say, as the head coach, I had an open practice. I wanted practice. I wanted to, when we was in high school and you seen the stadium on a Friday night, I wanted my practice to be like that.
Oh, okay.
Just don't interrupt us, right? But come fill these stands up. Come watch your kid work. Come watch, because again, the more people I could get on the sideline or watching, the harder my kids is about to go.
Yeah.
Competition is turning up.
Yeah.
That's what we want.
Okay.
So I was one of the coaches that always said it's an open practice.
Okay.
Right.
So if it was at the stadium, leave them gates open. Let them come on in. As long as they ain't getting too wild, I love that.
Okay.
We need that because you'll start seeing a response of the kids. But for us to motivate each other.
Yeah.
It matters to encourage each other. Because of the roles we stepping into ain't lightweight roles.
No.
The Cello Coalition, that wasn't, listen, a lot of people get nervous and scared of the pushback and don't want nothing to do with it. It take a real man to stand 10 toes down and say, we're going to keep marching.
Man.
And that's what y'all been able to do.
Man.
Same with the head coach job. It hasn't been all gravy for me.
Right.
Oh, no. We
It's
know.
been a lot of drama, right? It's been a lot of roadblocks.
Yeah.
And again, I'll go home and
Come
say,
from your own
I'm
people.
going to keep going.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to stop, because if I get to a point where I say enough is enough, then who going to take the role to pour into our kids like
you,
that?
then who,
If not
bro?
you, then who?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
So ain't no stopping.
No, you can't.
You know?
You gonna
Ain't
bring
no
a champion. You
stopping.
gotta.
The
you
district
gotta
gonna have to
that
get rid of me. I
we
ain't
gotta
going
get that
nowhere.
championship here for Erie High.
Yes, indeed.
Like,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
I don't want to hate on myself, but I gotta hate on
I don't
myself.
wanna hate on myself.
I don't want to hate on myself, but I gotta hate on myself, because the same way that I go support Shannon,
Yep.
I should be out there supporting you.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna sit here and act like I've been to every Erie High football game.
Right,
because I haven't.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
But
Respect.
having this conversation with you just makes me like I'm out there.
And that's what we did it
I'm
for.
out there
Yep.
now. Like
Yep.
because
Yep.
I used to go watch y'all play.
Yes, sir.
And then I kind of got caught up with I don't got a kid out there.
Yeah,
I ain't
yeah.
got my
Yep.
grandson. They ain't playing or
Yep.
nothing. But I got to change that mindset just because of who you are, what you bring to our community, and what you bring into these young men, turning them into men, making them successful men. It's not all about football or
not.
basketball.
It's not.
We want successful
Yep.
men to come in these roles that we're playing right now.
Yep.
And just like I don't want to say we scooted some people out the way, but we was able to create a lane for ourselves to speak about what we see in our community. And you got to get your flowers for being not just the head coach of Erie High. It's only one high school here, but you're fulfilling a role as a parent to some of these kids. Like, that's one thing I don't want us to forget about, that role that you're playing, because at one point in time, somebody was doing that for you. And for you to take that and do this to other kids, I mean, you already know.
And I'll tell you what, just even thinking of that, right? Like, I'll bring up one kid, one mom, Lisa, Paul Johnson mom.
Oh, yeah.
Paul's a good kid. He's a bright kid. Paul struggled, with finding his way at Erie High, right? But one thing I know, when I got in that inbox of Lisa's and said, hey, Lisa, this is what's going on, he started to move different.
Okay.
So he had a great first quarter for us, during the season academically, which was perfect, because I want you to be working towards a scholarship, right? Or towards a pathway to where we could open some doors, right? And then second quarter, it wasn't so good. So again, I always reach out to our parents, and I sent Lisa a message. I said, Lisa, I don't know what's going on, but he ain't focused. I don't know if he's gonna graduate. I said, we ain't even talking scholarship no more. I don't know if he's gonna graduate.
Right.
And then a couple weeks later, I end up looking at his grades, and I inboxed her again, and I said, Lisa, I don't know what you did to him, but this boy just finished with a 3.75.
Hey, let's go.
So again, parents know that I don't have a problem with getting in their inbox or calling them at 11 o'clock.
Right.
Depending on game on something, we got to work on changing.
Right.
Because I made those calls. Parents know I don't have a problem with coming to their house.
Right.
Again, we had a situation at the stadium where we had a JV game and one of our kids' earpods got stolen. How many coaches going in the hood at 11 at night?
Right.
This where they pinging at, right?
Right.
Going to get
Mom, don't worry about knocking on that door, because this could be a different situation for you. Allow coach to handle that.
Right.
And it's 11 p.m. at night.
Yeah.
We're on East 25th Street, and I'm knocking on the door, and she got a house full of boys.
Right.
Mom, bring them all outside. It's 11 o'clock at night, and I'm doing an intervention.
Right.
It ain't about taking the beats.
Right.
That was the first issue.
Right.
Now let's get on this issue, right? Why ain't we playing a sport? Why ain't we going to a practice?
Yeah.
You was at the game, but you should be in the game.
Yeah.
And these were middle school kids that I was able to get to start playing middle school football.
Right.
They weren't worried about middle school football. We at the game watching, y'all already playing, and I'd have just took somebody beats. Well, now I know not to just be taking things that ain't mine.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Now my mom is able to instill something different in me.
Right.
Look at what just happened, right?
And it's a man coming.
It's a man. This was at 11 o'clock at night.
Right.
Not too many coaches going in the hood at that time of the night to handle a situation like that.
At all.
And that's the role I play. And that's
Talk about
why
some beats.
Right, right. You know, and then making the mom aware, if I allow you to do it, it could be a totally different situation.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
could be a big fight, right?
Absolutely.
Let coach handle it.
Yeah.
Right.
And I did. And like I said, the parent was super happy. We were all able to talk to the kids. Wasn't no charges pressed.
Right.
Wasn't
No
no
fight,
charges
no
pressed.
drama, no
The
nothing.
young kids was able to join the middle school team.
Okay.
And it was a win-win all the way around.
Listen.
Situations.
Listen,
Yep.
man. And that's again, like, that's why, like, I reached out to you. And you know, we wanted you to be on the show because I love the work that you're doing, bro. And I don't believe
Appreciate
that
it.
you get enough credit. I don't believe that your staff gets enough credit. I don't believe that the teachers at Erie High get enough credit. I don't believe that the behavior specialists, the community school directors, like, don't get enough credit because the media can control the narrative, and the media can put a message out and say, "Oh, this is going on at Erie High," and everybody believes it. You know, one message go out about a teacher, everybody believes it. So it's important for us to get real people who have impact on our communities, that have real conversations, talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly, because it's important for our community to know what's going on within our community. And we can't continue to wait for other people to deliver our messages. We can't wait for other people to deliver our stories. We need to be uplifting one another. We need to be highlighting one another. We need to be putting people under the spotlight to let them know that we see you and we recognize the good work that you're doing, and then also get them the opportunity to recognize other people who are doing good work, because there are so many of us who are doing good work. And I think that, like I was saying at the city council, we get lost in the people who have been doing good work for so long that we just highlight them, and we are either waiting for a turn or we're expecting for our turn to come, not realizing that we as a people have every single thing that we need. If we start looking at each other and say, "Oh, he does this and he has friends who does that. He does this and he has friends who does that," then we can start rebuilding our village and we can have it back to the way it used to be. So shout out to everybody out there that's doing good work, unrecognized. We need you to start recognizing yourself more. We want people shouting people out. We want more guests on here. That's just my little spiel, man. What I had to, I wanted to make sure I got that out, because last time we went on here for 2 hours, the camera, the phone flipped and all of that. So we want to make sure that we get the best messages out before we lose any equipment.
We gotta, before you go, May 17th,
Yep.
this Sunday, Brother Deontay is hosting a town hall. Y'all need to go on his page and register if you would like to attend. It's from 4:30 to 7:30 at 1020 Collective. Again, May 17th, this Sunday, 1020 Collective, Town Hall. Deontay Cooley and Brandon Wiley hosting. It's going to be a good one. Make sure you register. We want to make sure that y'all always tune in to us on Mondays at 12:30. WICU 92.7 HD2. Me and Deontay Cooley, the Social Impact Show, the Plight of the Black Man. We got Coach here, Erie High, Arnie, Andre, Henderson, Junior, Senior, all of that. Take us out, Coach.
I do want to say this before I get yelled at, when I see him, but shout out to my cousin Jermaine Selby, who is also coaching on our staff.
Yeah, how you can leave G out?
It's no way I leave somebody who
How
I
you
took
leave G
baths.
out?
I took baths
He's
with
gonna take
growing
one of
up,
them.
right?
He's gonna take one of them darts.
So shout out to Coach Selby. That's he played a special role with our defensive backs with Coach Goodwine, do a tremendous job. And you talk about a coach that got that side where it's like there's zero tolerance.
Yeah.
And that's Coach Selby.
Yeah.
So shout out to Coach Selby. And then I also wanted to say we start spring ball 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Sunday, May 17th. That's gonna happen for 3 weeks, parents. So we're gonna go Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday for the next 3 weeks. If you have a child in high school, you want them active, you want them joining a program, send them to practice. Get them under our wing so we could get them under the structure and we could guide them down the path that they want to be on so they can have the success they want. And like I said, spring ball go for 3 weeks till June 7th before we take a break for summer ball. And May 30th, we have our bowling event. May 31st, we have our bowling event, Green Garden Bowling Lanes. Please, if you didn't hear me earlier, please come out and support. It is important that we drape our kids out of Erie High Royals gear. It is important that we're able to feed our kids, take them to college trips, take them to college prospect camps, for they can have an opportunity again to open doors that most of us don't get open.
Absolutely, absolutely. And make sure that y'all go ahead and follow the Erie High Football Boosters page, because a lot of the information, a lot of the stuff that Coach Dre was just talking about, I'm in the group. They share a lot of information. They raffle off a lot of stuff. They always selling 50-50 tickets and, raffling off different things. They host a lot of great events, and it's always for the team. It's always in support of Coach Dre. So for anybody who's watching this right now or who will watch this, and if you didn't get a chance to write down the information, you can go follow the Erie High Football Boosters page. All of the information is there. Like he said, they got the bowling coming up. They got spring ball coming up. They're going to need funds. They're going to need sponsorship. They're going to need as much help as they can possibly get. There's no such thing as too much help and too much support when it comes to Coach Dre, especially after listening to every single thing that he just talked about, all the work that he is doing on the field, off the field, in the classroom, in the community, with young people, with children, with grown adult people. And then we didn't even get to talk to him about like his family and his upbringing. So I think that we gonna leave just enough information for Coach Dre to come back, because now people are gonna be curious to be like, okay, we need to know more about this guy. We need to learn more about this guy. But that's all I have to give to you guys.
He got to bring us. He got to bring us an Erie High hat and a T-shirt.
Take care of y'all. Don't even worry about it. I got y'all.
I need some of that gear.
Go get a travel suit. More than a cup. We gonna get some things.
I need something, because we gonna shake some stuff around here when it's Erie High football season. So y'all keep paying attention to Coach Dre. Y'all might see him a little bit more than just this first episode.
Man, we're going to have them guests. We're going to have guests coming through. And fellas, listen, that's another thing, too, as you all can see. It's only 30 minutes on the radio, and me and Malk be on there cooking, but we're going to do the live every single week. So we want to be having conversations with a lot more men in the Erie community. And then even I see Derek on there. We ain't got no problem sending the link for the Zoom, because I love all the stuff that Derek is doing. He was on the social experiment before. Shout out to Derek Selby, Debo. He came from, that Strong Vincent team, that class that you were talking about. I remember even playing for the Bay City with him, too. You know what I mean? So
D-Selb used to run people over.
Yeah, he did. So it's a lot of great people coming out of Erie doing great work. So fellas, when y'all see the inbox or the message or you get the invitation, man, just know, come on here. We're going to have a conversation. We're going to highlight you. We're
Come like our page.
You know what I mean? But, yeah, absolutely, too. Y'all got to make sure y'all subscribe to the YouTube. Make sure that y'all join the social impact page, so that way we don't got to be streaming off of our personal pages, and we can build up our community. But that's all I have for tonight. We appreciate everybody who stayed locked in for almost 2 hours. This is a Social Impact Plight of the Black Man in America show with Deontay Cooley and Malcolm Pulliam, with our guest, Coach Andre Henderson.
Black
and
Cess.
We are out. Y'all have a good night, man, and be safe.